Have you heard of anybody that's gotten their account suspended on Amazon without any real justification or reasons why? Well, luckily, Amazon has just announced some sweeping changes to their terms of service relating to German third-party sellers, with the goal in mind to tackle one of their biggest pain points, antitrust concerns. These changes are meant to provide greater transparency for sellers who have had their accounts suspended without any warning or justification. While this news is hopeful, it's left some sellers wondering, could Amazon do more? And when will these changes come to my marketplace? Let's take a deeper look. I'm Darren and this is ZonTrends. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're still interested in learning about Amazon news and industry tips and tricks. In a recent press release, Amazon announced these new changes which go into effect on August 16th of this year. The general principle here is rather than just getting an account suspended or banned without any warning, Amazon will now actually give you a 30-day notice and a cure period to fix whatever the problem is that may be leading to your account suspension. But it is kind of leading people to wonder, is this going to affect the marketplaces that I sell in? Am I going to have greater transparency and clarity towards the health and safety of my seller account? Or am I still kind of left in the dark with very little recourse or rights as a seller? Amazon has justified its particularly cavalier approach to suspensions as a way to combat counterfeit products and counterfeit sellers from running rampant on their site. So the goal in mind is always with Amazon to protect the consumer's needs and to provide the best product possible for Amazon consumers. But there has to be some sort of a balance here, right? So that's why these new rules have been put in place. Now, let's take a quick look at the comparison between the two terms of service, because I think you'll find that after listening to this is actually quite a good step towards protecting your seller account. The old terms of service reads, "We may terminate or suspend this agreement or any service for any reason at any time by notice to you," versus the new agreement, which reads, "We may terminate your use of any services or terminate this agreement for convenience with 30 days advance notice. We may suspend or terminate if we determine that A, you've materially breached the agreement and failed to cure within 7 days of a cure notice. B, your account has been or our controls identified that it may be used to be deceptive or fraudulent or provide illegal activities. Or C, your use of the services has harmed or our controls identified that it might harm other sellers, customers, or Amazon's legitimate interests." So as you can see, the general principle here is that now you have a 30-day notice and you actually have a 7-day cure period as well. Our perspective towards this is that this is really hopeful and it's a good first step. But like other sellers, we would love there to be more that Amazon does to protect third-party sellers, especially the ones like you that are doing the job the right way. Using white hat tactics, following along with the terms of service, there needs to be more resources, more training, and more announcements by Amazon, and better communication with actual real human beings when there's issues with account health. Now, as this becomes a more hot button issue, and as this becomes especially an issue in the United States with upcoming elections, we have politicians that are making this an item of serious discussion during their actual primary campaigns, we could very easily see these antitrust concerns becoming a more and more prominent issue for Amazon, and them needing to create even more policies like the one that we're seeing now to help, again, protect seller rights. This is a good first step, and it'll be very interesting to see where this goes over the next 6 months to a year. All right, guys, this was a great ZonTrends article. We hope you enjoyed it. And again, make sure to like and subscribe if you don't already so that you stay in the loop for Amazon tips, news, and training. And now let's jump into your question of the week this week, which is brought to us by you. All right, guys, and now let's move into this week's question of the week. This one brought to us by Alexander, who asked, "How do I ensure that my emails are actually sending?" All right, guys, so let's just take a quick look. I've got my account pulled up here, and as you can see, I'm inside of your orders. Now, your orders is where you're gonna be able to see, of course, all of the orders that are sending out for your products. Now, we've got this handy little icon here. It's a little mail icon, which will tell you when you have an email scheduled to send and when it's already sent. And that's why you see two different colors here. We have the welcome email, which is scheduled to send immediately once somebody purchases my product, and that's blue. That means that it's already sent. And then this other mail icon here, this orange yellow one, is scheduled to send, and you can always hover and it'll tell you exactly when the item is going to send based on those custom settings that you created inside of Email Automator when you set up your campaigns. So we can see here that this one's scheduled to send on August 4th at 9 a.m. And that's because I've, of course, day parted my emails to make sure that my customers receive the emails in the morning time, because I don't want to send my emails emails during the middle of the week. Around lunchtime, that's the worst time you want to send your emails because everybody's coming back to work. They're tired, they're groggy from eating lunch, and they have work emails. They don't want to know about any products or things that they purchased. So make sure that you're using that day parting feature as well. But again, guys, if you want to know if your emails are sending, this is the easiest way to check. And if you do not see these little icons, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're using the right email address inside of Connect. You have to make sure that the primary email address that's associated with your seller account is the one that's in the field inside of Connect here, this one right here. So if that email address does not match, then we will be sending the emails, but they'll be hitting a brick wall when they get to Seller Central, and they won't be reaching your customers because that email address doesn't match. So we tell you right there, please enter your Seller Central email for the North America region. Got to make sure to do that. So that's the reason if you don't see those mail icons, why your emails might not be sending. All right, thank you so much, Alexander, for your question. Guys, if you have any other questions that you want to ask us, you can always reach out to support. They'll help you and they'll answer your questions right away. But if you want to leave some comments and questions below, we can give you instant responses, and we might even include you in next week's question of the week, which you can find right here. So again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to make sure to stay in the loop with Amazon industry tips, news, and tricks. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye for now.